Red Cup Talk with Brian Adams. Let's get into it. No, we're not getting into it. Just hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you can be up to date with content as I drop it. Let's continue to grow this channel together. And just with the mess and Lauren LaRosa, even with DJ Envy, man. I mean, all of them part of this. Charlemagne, the guy, Charlemagne. I'm just gonna speak on it real brief and keep it moving. I don't know where these dang flowers are coming from. I don't want to be a part of this. I mean, this is crazy. This sounds like more of an HR issue than us hearing about the news. This is such an embarrassing type of thing that that we have to deal with this. We already knew this was coming because of the fact that how just mentioned her. She saw this. They all saw this. Everybody see it. We see it, for Christ's sake. Just fix it. If you want to have 4 of them more on the panel, have 4 more. Figure out a way to get just with the mess on there and Lauren LaRosa, so they can do their segments and we can move on. I mean, unless you're just doing this for ratings. I mean, unless you guys saw this coming in the office or in the studio per se and spun around in the chair a few times and said, let's put this on air to raise the ratings. That's the only reason I can think of why we're being included in this. I mean, we know what kind of personality Just With The Mess has. We know the value that Lauren LaRosa can bring. We know how messy Charlemagne the God can be. And we also know how sometimes DJ Envy can just go with the flow and sometimes be going the opposite way. So, I mean, just fix this. Take it back to HR. Let them review it and fix it up and botch it up and figure out how producers and everybody. If you want Just With The Mess off the show, get her off. If you want her to stay on and keep going with her mess, and let her keep going, let her keep doing her thing. That's the only thing I could think of. This is such an HR issue that it just doesn't even make sense to even be speaking on it. But I have to do commentary, so that's what it is. Yeah, that was crazy. Moving right along, though, did you guys see Phylicia Rashad on there? Claire Huxtable, the beautiful, the magnificent, the fabulous, the tantalizing, the dazzling Claire Huxtable. I hope that's not insulting because she is such a defined lady of physique. Her posture is always so posed and upright and, and positive energy. I love that about her, though. I'm joking right now, but I'm not joking, but I'm, exaggerating a little. But I do love that about her. She's never broke. She's always been the same. And I was wondering how she was going to come out of this issue when Bill Cosby was in the limelight. Because even though, she didn't have no ties to that, but still, when you hear Bill Cosby or think of Bill Cosby, his brand had ran so long with the Cosby Show and made such a forceful impact that you have no choice but to think of the whole family for that matter. Theo, Rudy, Olivia, and of course Claire Huxtable and all the kids, the neighbors, the grandparents, everybody, But I noticed they didn't mention it in the Breakfast Club interview. Phylicia Rashad was just on there recently, the day after this mess with Lauren LaRosa and Just With The Mess, the feud went down. So such an embarrassing issue. But anyway, she was on there and she was promoting. She's directing a play on Broadway, plays actually on Broadway. But that's what she's doing now, and that's what space she's in. And I said I'm gonna check it out. Definitely give her, check her out because I know everything she touches is gonna be good. I just trust her just that much. She's just that bad. She's that badass for me, Miss Rashad. I think she's always been she's done a good job. She's always been a good actor. I liked her in that movie. They don't talk about it that much, but it was a movie. I don't know if it was a TV show or if it was just a movie or what it was. But it was like years ago. Phylicia Rashad and Rudy, the little girl from the Huxtables, Rudy Huxtable. They did a TV show and she fell off the roof of a house or something and became paralyzed and she had to walk with things on her legs. It was like a church type movie, but I remember that movie, and I don't remember the name of it, but I remember seeing something like that, and it's never talked about. I thought they was gonna bring that up this time, but it's never talked about. It's never even mentioned. I was like, maybe I was just dreaming with that, because I've only seen it maybe once or twice when I was young, really, really little. Like I said, we were like 7 or 8, probably younger than that when I first seen it. But I'm nonetheless, Phylicia Rashad, if you ever get an opportunity, if you're a really good fan of hers, you probably know she was on there. But if you didn't catch it, go over and check it out. Check it out on The Breakfast Club. Phylicia Rashad, Mrs. Huxtable, Claire Huxtable. Yes. All the best to you. Oh, and I heard that she's not at Howard. Well, they said on the thing she's not at Howard anymore. She's not the dean there, one of the deans at Howard anymore. But she said that she still has her, she's still in connections with them. She's going to be in D.C. Actually, in some upcoming week or so for something behind one of the actor Bozeman, the guy from that passed away. They're doing a special for him. So she's going to be up for that. So she's still there. But I heard, they never mentioned nothing about this, but I heard from my own sources, personal sources, there's nothing wrong with this either. But I heard that she wasn't walking. She was in the wheelchair. The 2 times I've seen her recently on TV, The Breakfast Club, she was already sitting down. And I think she was on Sherry Shepherd recently too. And I saw when they did the Sherry, she didn't walk out. She was already sitting down. So I'm not sure what the deal is behind that. But I did hear that because like I said, I have friends that go to Howard, that went to Howard, and they still like in cahoots with people from Howard, and so her name came up not a year or so ago, just a small talk, casual talk. But nonetheless, all the best. She still looks good though. She still looks good, and just Miss Huxtable. That's all I can say is Mrs. Huxtable. What can I say? So if you ever get an opportunity, look her up, check her out. Her in the play, directing the play up on Broadway. All right, moving right along. Who do we got here? AJ Johnson too. I don't know. I wanted to touch on this briefly too. I caught her on The Breakfast Club. I think it was Monday. She was on there. That's the baby boy's mom. I met her actually one time. I was in Miami. It was at a club in Miami. I can't remember the name of the club, but it was one of those popping clubs, man. We was partying that night. I think we left out. We were leaving out at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was out of it. Like I didn't even have my shirt on. I was so hot and sweaty, and just from dancing and partying so much. It was one of those good nights. And who do you, lo and behold, you see? Baby boy's mom, AJ Johnson. I could call her Baby boy's mom, but it was AJ Johnson and I forgot her name. The one from I forgot. She's an actor too. She had a gap in her teeth. Pretty young lady. She was in, I forgot what movie she was in. She was in Tyler Perry movie where she played she played a sister on there. The sister when that movie, oh gosh, what is the name of that movie with the white lady? What was her name? She played, because that was my favorite one. The Family That Prays Together. She was the sister of the 2 sisters, Taraji P. Henson and her sister. She was her sister. I forgot her name. But she was with AJ Johnson that night at the club in Miami. They were coming in and we were going out. We were leaving out. We were, like I said, we were out of drinks and everything. And I was like, hey, that's baby boy mom. That's all I kept saying. I could never remember her name, of course. I'm bad with names. I have to practice that. I remember faces, but not names. I've always been bad with that. But that's always got me in trouble in the past, too. Oh, yeah, I would have to... it was to the point I would have to practice people's names if I know I was going to have to introduce somebody coming in or going. If I'm being a stand, I try to think ahead, of it, and I have to remember their names, because if I get to the moment, I'd be like, this could be my sister, this could be my cousin, this is my brother. Tell them what your name is, because I'd be like, I forgot that. I'll get caught up. I don't know what it is. It's always been like that. I don't know if it's since I was little, but it's always been like that from as long as I can remember. I'm not good at names, but back to this the story at hand. AJ Johnson, Baby Boy's mom, was on there, and she was speaking about her moving to Africa. She lives in Africa now, and she's back and forth in the States doing work, of course, but she has a dual citizenship and she lives in Africa. It looked like she had some work done, and I'm if it's safe to say this, it looked like she had the work done. And work done probably in Africa because the features of her nose and her eye, there was just a little bit more. It's not that of the work that's done over in the States here, or even in Puerto Rico or some of the islands. That looks like that's a totally different, but like I said, it's only alleged. I'm not sure if she really had the work done, but it just her features, looking at her show, she just look a little different than what we're normally seeing her. Maybe it could just be the makeup. It just be the makeup. Or like our girl, what you gonna say, couture nose. That's could just be a couture nose we're talking about there. That's all. Who knows? Yeah, I'm learning it. But she's still working. She's still acting and doing it. And I can't remember exactly all that she was doing, her accolades right now. But I know at one point, at that time when I met her back then at the club that night, when I was waiting for my buddy to pull out his camera so we could take the pictures, she was telling me that she was doing she was a workout instructor or fitness instructor and like healthy eating instructor type coach. She's in that space for Hollywood actors. So I don't know if she's still doing that. Maybe she's still doing that and she's doing other things, other projects, of course. She just seemed like she's just all over the place. But one thing I would say, too, that stuck out with me, that I didn't know, that she was, I'm not going to say poly. She's not poly like how a Miss Independent celebrity is, Neo. But she was, she's not against it, so to speak. So, and her thing is she can, from what I gathered, she can adapt and succeed in that space, but the person has to be able to adapt and succeed as well and be on the same level. So I get that. She's willing to, quote unquote, deal with, not quote unquote, in so many words, how I can't quote what she was saying, but right now, but she's willing to deal with that, but she's not, the person has to be willing to, accept it as well. Yeah, if I can remember hearing her say that. Yeah, as long as he's willing to let me do, And I think that's a lot for a lot of people nowadays. A lot of people, I think, are that way, but they're probably just scared to admit it, She seems like she's very strong in her space. A go-getter. And that's what I love about women like that of her tenor. They just make lemonade out of lemons, orange juice out of orange. Yeah, they just do what they got to do. Work with what they have to work with, and I love that about her. She's a go-getter. You could just tell she was just like all over. She talked about a lot of stuff in that interview on the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne the God, and just hilarious. They really did a good job. So if you ever get a chance, like I said, check it out. Yeah, check it out and let's see what's going on with them. One thing I would say, I wanted to get on, we're going to keep it moving right along, keep it moving right along. I'm going through, this is Lent season for me. I'm Catholic, so I'm going through Lent. This is our Lent time, and we do a fast until you give up something or you add something to your regimen. And it's you do that for 40 days. We do that for 40 days before Easter. So actually, it's in link with Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras, all that knows that New Orleans is a Catholic city. So that's the purpose of having a Mardi Gras. Is Fat Tuesday, you party get all the party and say whatever your vice is or whatever you indulge in that daggone well you ain't got no business indulging in. You're supposed to give all of it up, and fast for 40 days and 40 nights until Easter. This is also the time, I guess, in the Bible where Noah's Ark Noah's gathered all the animals together and put them on the ark, and shut the ark, and the earth was flooded. And this is the time it was going through the flood and everything, and then he sent the birds, the dove out to see, and it comes back and everything. You remember the story in the Bible, so this is the time that we will be going through that, and so what I gave up this time around. I've given up a lot of stuff over the years. I don't know why I got so many these little nets around me. It just drives me crazy. It's the only thing about down here in the South when it's warm. When it gets warm, you gotta keep the window shut. And also the light too. I forget. I'm drawing it because of the light. I got all this light around me. But get back to it. So we do that for 40 days and 40 nights, and we just fast. Sorry, excuse me. We just fast for that time. And like I said, I've given up a lot of different things over the years. And one year I gave up soda. One year I gave up ketchup because I really love ketchup. Anybody knows me knows I'm really a ketchup fiend. I love ketchup. I don't like tomatoes, but I love ketchup on a lot of stuff. So one year I gave up ketchup. One day I gave up alcohol. I ain't gonna lie. One year, there was a lot of things here. But anyway, so this year, I've been indulging a lot in eating out and Uber eating and stuff like that. So I gave that up. I gave that up for 40 days, until Easter. So I shut my Uber account down and everything. So I said I'm gonna go to really get small. I'm gonna really, really thin it out at this point because, yeah, I'm not snacking or anything. So we're gonna just take this, and so far so good. I kind of found myself having to break more of a habit than of me saying, "Oh, I'm having withdrawals," because I found myself saying, "Okay, well, I got this to do, I got that to do. Let me go ahead and just order Uber Eats real quick." And I'm like, "Oh, I forgot, I can't do that right now. I had to give it up." So this is where I am with it right now, and it's working. Hopefully, at some point, even after the Easter celebration, I might consider continuing it. Or one thing my best friend was saying, it's going to definitely help out on my budget, and I was like, I didn't think about that. I was like, yeah, it definitely will. Because like I said, I do a lot of Uber, not as much as our girl Mrs. Williams' son was doing with his Uber bill, but $100,000 bills. I wasn't doing that much, but definitely was getting my share in with Ubering. So we'll see. And so far it's working. I'm just trying to, I'm definitely going to see what this budget look like. So, but yeah, man, this is I just wanted to come on here and give you my say so on the gist of everything. Yeah, oh gosh, because I haven't been on here and get this algorithm going and everything like that in between. And adjusting to just this the time change. How have you adjusted to it? How are you adjusting to the time change? This is what our second week into it. So my sleeping pattern was off, but it was kind of thrown off. It seemed like a few days before the time change, but for the most part, I'm hanging in there. I'm happy with it. No complaints from me. No complaints at all. So, with that being said, I definitely want to, like I said, I just want to come on and show you some love. Peace. Red Cup Talk with Brian Adams. Let's get into it. No, we're not getting into it. Just hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you can be up to date with content as I drop it. Come on, Adams family. Let's continue to grow this channel together.